I am profoundly concerned that social landlords don't give a rat's ass about my services determinations and recommendations, but as the housing ombudsman, I am even more profoundly troubled that alongside Shaq's social tenant appear to be fed up with my bullshit and are now planning to set up a national tenants union of their own. Appear to be fed up with my bullshit.
I'm really interested in health and the health of the city and how the planning system and planning the future of the city involves health. At my own organisation, we're building a new town in East London called Barking Riverside, and we're part of the Healthy Towns Initiative. And it's brilliant to be able to design a new part of London that has active travel and personal and public health.
So you feel you are being victimised because you are trying to get what you need for your, the reasonable adjustments that you need that really are your right under the Equality Act. What do you think, we need to do to try and make sure that the likes of L&Q actually deliver on what they should be delivering? What do you think the answer is?
I think we all need to come together, and I think we need to get involved with organisations such as SHAC and come together and voice our opinions. We need to keep fighting these people, these big companies. We're human beings.
Obviously, we have very close relationships with some of the larger housing associations. We accept that sometimes they may inadvertently overcharge or bully and abuse residents, particularly disabled residents in the case of the latter, but it's not discrimination, it's just a coincidence. Appear to be fed up with my bullshit. Scheme obviously gives social landlords more powers as providing safe and secure affordable housing, a bit much to ask multi-billion-pound property developers.
In this building there's the financial meeting of the social housing sector, and it's appalling. Their finance comes from our rent, grants from government, housing benefit, it all comes from our money, yet they're celebrating it like they've earned it. And they're not taking care of people's homes. There's so much disrepair and there's so much disrespect. They almost despise their tenants, and all they're interested in is the business model, how to make more money.
How is housing, which is a basic necessity, how is it right that it is controlled by a small cabal of developers and housing associations who are also developers?
Social tenants should be grateful they have somewhere to live at all.
I think what we would like to see is some kind of growing scale of sanction against housing associations. We had a lawyer speak to us, a housing lawyer speak to us, who said that a huge proportion of these cases are going back into court or going back to the ombudsman, for example, representing members who have had, maybe compensation has been awarded to them, or even massive refunds it might be a refund for an entire estate of £60,000, and 4 years later the money still hasn't come back. So they can, where the bodies that can make orders, obviously the regulated part, but the first tier tribunal and the ombudsman can make orders. Where those orders aren't complied with, there should be much stiffer sanctions for housing associations who don't comply with those orders. And at the moment, they just get another order made against them and maybe a bit more compensation added for a bit more inconvenience. But it's really not enough to push these associations, particularly where economically it's cheaper for them to just keep breaching the order than it is to actually address the problem.
Social housing executives need to eat too.
really must try the lobster thermidor. It's absolutely divine.